So, just doing a little check-in. Sorry for having my mask down. I should probably do it like this. I'm wearing my headset, so hopefully that's not actually muffling my sound. I'm at a beautiful park here in town. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see the whole flock of Canada geese swimming around. They keep approaching the people on the shore. The people on the shore have nothing for them, but they seem habituated to doing this. Infringe upon anyone's privacy, so I'm not really going to be filming the other people. I'm enjoying this lovely early summer weather that we're having. Oh, here's some ducks. Some ducks. Hello, babies. Hi, babies. Hi, babies. Aww. Hi. Hope you're not getting raped too hard. Yeah. Rape is bad. Rape is bad. Yeah, take back the knife. There you go. Not everyone appreciates my absolutely insane sense of humor. Yeah. So there we go. So I'm really terrible about self-promotion. But this is part of my soft launch marketing campaign. New album, The Story of Swallow, is out now on iTunes, digital release only. And this is how bad I am at self-promotion. And it's so stupid because I did graphic design and marketing for 20 some odd years. I put together marketing plans for small businesses and all that. And I rocked at it. I was really good at it, but not for myself. Like the shoemaker's children going barefoot kind of thing. I just have no interest in doing this type of work for myself, and I suck at it for myself really hard. So bad that my release on CD Baby has the release date as being 2016, and I didn't catch it. And it was supposed to be a 6-track EP, and it's only a 5-track EP. The final song somehow just didn't make it on there, and it didn't catch it. But it works. It actually works. The cycle where it ends, it's actually kind of perfect in its own way, and I can use that track on what I'm doing next. I've been planning my next thing and moving into. I want to start using my voice in a different way, and actually this other track, I use my voice in a completely different way. It sounds really different and is more in the direction that I want to go anyway. So, oops, not even on camera. So, it's going to kind of lend itself better to that. So, it's almost like a happy accident. The only thing that kind of gets my panties in a bunch is the fact that the release date says 2016, even though it's a brand new frickin' EP. So, and I should have caught that. But sometimes I'm just in a lot of pain, or I'm really tired, and I feel like I have to push a cycle through my pain, and I also feel like I have to do everything myself. And I do. I don't have anybody to really delegate anything to, or nobody who's interested, or nobody who feels invested in my life. I don't know. That's just the reality of it right now. So it's fine. I have to say it's fine because I have no choice. But now you know. It's called The Story of Swallow, under my name, Auryaun, A-U-R-Y-A-U-N. If you try this part again, A-U-R-Y-A-U-N. And you know, I should do an info card pointing to the video where I talk about it. Yeah, up here somewhere I'll have like an info card pointing to the video where I talk about the name Auryaun and how I came upon it. Because that's kind of an interesting little story there. Independence Day is coming. How do y'all feel about Independence Day this year? I'm not going to celebrate it. It was for my entire life. I'm a patriot. I'm a big patriot. My entire life, I felt like it was one of the most important holidays as an American. But since 2017, I'm just not celebrating it. It's like, why? Why? We have a known rapist, womanizer, cheat, liar, mongrel, demagogue, who cares nothing. He's not a patriot. He cares nothing for this country. He cares only for himself. He's raping the American public. He's a tax evader. I could go on. He's the most disgusting, vile human being ever. And with him and his buddy Mitch McConnell, they are huge dragonfly. So beautiful. Together, they are absolutely ruining this country. And it's the most disgusting thing I have ever seen in my life. And it's just day in and day out being allowed to happen. So there's nothing to be proud of. There's nothing to celebrate. There's nothing to celebrate until they are removed and jailed as the criminal tyrants and war criminals that they are. Yeah. Seth Meyers, and I watch his Closer Look series on YouTube, and he points out all the tweets that are direct lies. Every time Trump tweets something, he's like, okay, let's dig into that one, because every time Trump tweets something, it is a direct lie. Oh, yeah, really? The lobster industry? Let's take a look at that one. No, absolutely. Lobster industry is actually completely crashed. But all the Trump heads are going to go, oh, no, he revitalized the lobster industry, and they're all going to believe it. When in actual fact, he crashed the lobster industry, and it still has never recovered. But all the little MAGA hat wearers who should all get COVID and lose someone they love because they were not wearing their masks and they were spreading it around. Every single one of them should be touched by COVID in some despairingly helpless way so that they can finally fucking understand, because it's the only way they're going to learn. Their idiocy needs to be punished by the God that they do not believe in, that they purport to believe in. But if they actually did believe it, they would not be acting this way. And I know that that sounds harsh and cruel, but you know it's the truth. You know it's the truth. Until they themselves are touched by something, they'll continue to behave this way. And even after you recover from COVID, you could still have massive organ failure of one kind or another. It's a terrible, terrible disease. Terrible disease. It's worse than Ebola. because you can recover fully from Ebola. There is that possibility. Well, and now there's vaccine to Ebola, where you like bleed out your eyes and shit, and it's like horrifying and painful. Now there's a vaccine for that. There's no vaccine for COVID. You can recover from COVID and still die. You can recover from COVID and still fucking die. Don't they get it? No, they don't get it. They say, I won't wear a mask. You can't force me because I'm a free American. My mom tells me that Nostradamus prophesies this, and she refers it to as the hecatomb. About the prophecies of Nostradamus, a version of it, I guess it all depends on the translation. Maybe I got the wrong one. I didn't see the word hecatomb anywhere. She kept saying that the last prophecy refers to the hecatomb. Of course, I just skimmed it, right? I have to actually looking for the word hecatomb. The hecatomb is supposed to be this astronomical destruction. And then thereafter, the survivors of the hecatomb are going to have 100 years of prosperity. I'm like, only 100 years? What? That doesn't seem long enough. So let's be smart. Let's take care of each other. I love life. I survived cancer. I survived small bowel obstruction that was starving me to death, little by little. And now I weigh 152 pounds because I can't seem to eat enough. All the fucking chocolate and ice cream. Gotta get it under control. I'm only 5'2". Gotta get it under control. It's not good. Exercise, you have to be outside, stop eating so much. You know, food is good, but this little body just doesn't need that many calories, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to slim back down to a nice, healthy 120. I want everyone to enjoy my album. And if you don't know, The Story of Swallow is my second album. I have another one on iTunes, but I use my actual name, which is why I haven't really been pushing it too hard. It's not under the name Auryaun. I have mixed feelings about it. It's really a labor of love. There's one track on there that so pretty, and yet I'm so embarrassed about it because my vocal sucks, because I think I talked about this. But if you're interested, sorry about that fastness. If you're interested, you are welcome to look it up. And I wouldn't mind if it was like some kind of sleeper hit. Just people enjoyed tremendously. It's called I Am Me, Am I Not? Of course, it's about identity and purpose and finding love and losing love and losing yourself in another person. I used to do that a lot. I used to identify. I used to do that thing of like, who do you want me to be? Be whatever you want. Just kind of blend myself into another person's existence. Very unhealthy. But my boyfriends always enjoyed that. Growing up, it tended to be required of me to not be myself, but to accommodate. And accommodating other people continues to be kind of a thing in my adult life, although less so. I still have kind of a hard time setting boundaries. I have to think about it. It's sometimes I still can't see it up front. I can only see it after the fact, and then I have to go, can we revisit this? I notice now that that was crossing a boundary. I find that strange. But at least I can kind of recognize it now after the fact. So it's still a struggle. In my mid-50s. It fucking sucks, but the story of Swallow talks about that too. I would love it if people just loved my music. Just I would love that. I would love that so much. People to just love my music and be touched by my music, to resonate with it, to internalize it, to find something in it. If it's just even just enjoying the melodies, or just really being touched by the rhyme schemes or poetry of it, or I don't know, anything about it, anything at all about it. I would love that. I really, really would. I would love to be able to just do music all the time because people want it from me. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah. And I do want to start playing around with melodies and harmonies and start writing again. I've got to figure out how I can get my M-Audio, my old M-Audio keyboard. Yeah, there might not be a way. There might not be a way. There might not be a way. I might have to just get another keyboard. There might not be adapters. Because the old M-Audio keyboard, I think, takes serial cables. And now I've got USB-C. There might not be an adapter to get serial cable to USB-C. Shoot. That's something to think about. It's okay. I mean, I could just use loops and patches and stuff, and use my guitar, and just my mic, and then just like tweak my guitar. I mean, I was kind of hoping to get a lot more into the electronic space, because I am me, am I not? Relied a lot on my guitar. My guitar skills are not very good. I know just like a handful of chords. I'm really good at strum patterns, but I just know a handful of chords. And my fingers are really small, and I don't stretch that much. And I've lost a lot of finger strength after the cancer and the chemo. I've lost a lot of finger strength. So I dropped things. And getting back into guitar has proved challenging. So I would prefer, oh god, sorry, this so getting back into guitar is not something I look forward to. And trying to be a better guitarist doesn't feel real to me. I mean, maybe I can get lessons, but it's like, I don't know. I could see another person being like, and finally becoming a better guitarist, cured my hands, they're stronger than ever. A better person than me would totally turn it into like a win, and there'd be like some amazing documentary written about them or something. But I'm not that person, which doesn't mean to say that I don't like rise up to challenges, but not in that way. Not physical challenges. I'm not like an overcoming physical challenges kind of person, because I've had too many. I'm more of like a water flowing over the rocks kind of a person. I overcome emotional challenges, intellectual challenges. Not so much the physical ones. When it comes to the physical ones, I'm like, oh, how do I wend my way through this here? Minimum of pain. That's me. How do I make this as easy as possible without having to use a crutch or a wheelchair, so that I look as normal as possible and people can't guess that I'm in pain? I'll stop using that voice. Goodness. A lot of cars coming in. This particular park is a major entrance for a county park that has a bike path, very long bike path. Before me is a clearing pond for a major reservoir. So I didn't realize there'd be so many cars. I guess I'm wearing my headset. Oh shoot, and my earring. Every time I turn my head, my earring's clanging against the headset. And I don't know how that's recording. I don't know if that's like kabanging really hard. It probably is. Ugh. Oh well. Sorry. Decided to wear my dangly earrings today, which is kind of dumb because I'm also wearing a hat and I'm also wearing a mask and I'm also wearing a headset. But I wanted to be pretty. Whatever. I'm going to turn the camera around. There's this crazy island where all the birds are hanging out, and one of them looks like this vulture. Zoom in on it. And this one bird is sitting on there. It's got like its shoulders hunched over on this branch. It reminds me of a vulture. That's just about as far as I can zoom in. Oh, now it's turning into shaky cam. Accentuating the shakiness. Do you see? I'm gonna try to add stabilization to that after the fact. So hopefully you won't actually see that tremor in my hand. It's quite far away. Okay. Back to me. Yeah. So, do please buy my albums and stream them and share them with your friends. I would so love that. And give me your honest opinion. Which tracks do you like the best? And also, tell me which videos you like. Do you like my vloggy vlogs the best? Do you like this kind of informal chit-chat style thing? Would you like more of it? And what kind of stories? I have lots of crazy ass stories from my life. I mean, I have not scratched the surface. Not even close. I've had a wacky life. Wait a social distance, bro. Yeah, I have not even scratched the surface. I've met so many strange people, interesting, fascinating people, and a bunch of fucking weirdos. And I've done some really strange things. But mostly I've observed some really strange things. Interested in those things, or if you just be like, or do you like the Tarot Tuesdays at all? Do you want to hear more like witchy type stuff that I've been involved in, metaphysical stuff? I've got some crazy stories there too that might. I'm going to take this earring out because it's just going clang. This this one's not so bad. I'm going to take it out too. Put it in my little bag. Do you want more witchy stuff? Do you want me to try and educate you a little bit? I could talk about sigils. I could talk about servitors. I could talk about how I use numerology in my life. I could teach you about what I know of the gematria, give you good resources if you want to learn more about that stuff on your own. I could, talk about recipes for jar spells, candle magic, things that have worked for me, things that have just been like, didn't do anything. I could talk about mojo hands and things, low magic. But that's simple to do and very helpful. Protection. I could talk about the things that I do for protection, just basic protection spells that I do pretty much every day. I do like the bedtime stories. I mean, that's my podcast. I have an actual podcast. Whenever I record the podcast, I also, it goes to iTunes and Spotify, and I actually use Anchor FM as my primary, and then it goes from Anchor FM to iTunes and Spotify. But then I also pull a copy down and put it on my YouTube. I slap a thumbnail on it, but then it's on black screen as not to distract. Of course I have analytics, but I want to know how you feel about it. So, give me your comments. Give me your comments. I actually want to hear from you guys. And it's a little bit like crickets out there, so don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. I want to hear from you. You can DM me if you don't want it to be like a public thing. Just DM me. So, that's cool too. You can reach out to me on Twitter. Got the same handle, Auryaun. Reach out to me on Instagram, same handle, Auryaun. Reach out to me on my Facebook page. I'm actually going to start a group. My page is Auryaun, of course, but I'm going to start a group there. Start talking about some of the changes I want to see in the world. Get a little bit more not political exactly. It's not going to be political, but it is going to be like a community group about being the change that I want to see. Because I think there are a lot of like-minded people, and I want to get us together. So I'm formulating that, but your input would be very much desired in that arena as well. So go over to my Facebook, Auryaun, and sign up there, like my page, sign up there, so that you can be part of that group when I get it together. So with that, give you one last beautiful panoramic view of this gorgeous area. I'm going to zoom out just a little, because it's shaky. It's a beautiful day. Oh my gosh. Just look at it. I'm so blessed to live in a place like this, Beyond this mountain range, there's about 30 miles of mountains, and then just past that, giant finger, this is like scrub oak here, but you go in about 8 miles, and it turns into redwoods. You go through the redwoods, and then you come to the Pacific Ocean, about 30 miles away, and it's just spectacular, really. I feel so blessed to be here. So with that, I hope you and yours are staying well. Much love. through the mask. See you soon.